Young and the Restless. Spoilers Tuesday update, the 26th of May, 2026. Welcome back to our channel, Y&R fam. Today is an absolutely wild day to dive into the absolute madness happening in Genoa City. Grab your coffee, your tea, or maybe something a little stronger because we have so much to unpack and I am bursting with thoughts. The drama is off the charts this week, and we need to talk about it right now. I cannot believe they just did that. I am literally typing this up late at night because my brain will not shut off after watching the latest developments, and I just need to get it all out of my system. Am I the only one who was screaming at the television screen during that office scene? Because my jaw is still permanently attached to the floor. I mean, we all knew things were getting incredibly dark and twisted, but seeing it actually play out like that, pure, unadulterated soap opera insanity. And I have so many aggressive opinions about who is to blame for this absolute mess. Let's just jump right into the biggest, most heartbreaking shocker first, because I cannot hold it in for another second. Nick Newman collapsing right in the middle of the Newman Enterprises CEO office. I mean, what on earth? We have been watching Nick spiral for weeks now, but seeing him literally drop his phone, grimace in pure agony, and crash hard to the floor was just horrifying to witness. And look at exactly who was standing in that room. Victor, Sharon, Noah, and Sienna. Yes, Sienna Bacall. The absolute audacity of Sienna standing there in the pristine, high-security Newman office while the man she has been supplying with fentanyl collapses in front of his family. I am so mad I can barely see straight. How is she even allowed in that building? Does Victor not have a security team anymore? Because if Victor knew she was the actual dealer poisoning his son, she would be locked in a dark basement somewhere, not standing 2 feet away from his mahogany desk. But can we talk about Nick's lies for a second? I love Nick. I really do. I have been watching this show for years, and Nick has always been the golden boy, the supposed moral compass of the Newman family whenever Adam is acting up. But he has been lying straight to their faces, telling everyone that his addiction is under control, that he is going to NA meetings, that everything is totally fine. Lies, all of it. He is popping fentanyl like it's candy to cope with the trauma. And I get it, addiction is a terrible, vicious disease. And the psychological torture he went through in Vegas with Matt Clark was horrific. But seeing him try to play the stoic hero while secretly dying inside is just breaking my heart into a million pieces. Remember when they tried a similar storyline with Nikki's drinking years ago? The secrecy, the deep denial, the sudden public collapses. Yeah, it didn't work for her either, and it's definitely not working for Nick right now. And poor Sharon. Did you hear the pure, raw terror in her voice when she screamed, "Tro-o, Nick," as he went down? I mean, my chick-loving heart just shattered all over again. Sharon has been through enough trauma to last 10 lifetimes. She was literally chained up in an abandoned gas station in Vegas by Matt Clark just recently, trying to save Nick's life, and now she has to watch him drop dead or dangerously close to it right in front of her eyes. Noah, too. Noah just fought Matt Clark, got punched in the face, and now he has to witness his father overdosing or collapsing from the physical damage. I am so scared that Nick is going to have permanent brain damage like the doctors warned about in the timeline. If the writers permanently ruin Nick Newman, I swear I am rioting. I know some people are loving this dark, gritty storyline, but personally, I need Nick to pull through this and get real help. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, back to the point. Let's talk about Nikki for a second. Did you catch that heartbreaking scene with Victoria? Nikki, clutching her head, wincing in severe pain, saying, "Met be dao do qua," which means her head hurts so much. She thought the headaches were finally gone, but they are back with an absolute vengeance. And honestly, Can you blame the woman? Her husband is constantly plotting dangerous schemes. Her son is a raging fentanyl addict who just collapsed. Her daughter is trying to orchestrate an extreme family intervention. And Matt Clark is still a looming, lethal threat. Nikki's body is literally keeping the score. The immense stress is physically manifesting as migraines. I just hope it's only stress and not some secret brain tumor storyline brewing, because I cannot handle another medical crisis right now. Please, writers, just give Nikki a luxurious spa day and a break. So, moving on from the Newmans, because the Abbott mansion is on a whole different level of crazy right now. Diane is missing. Kyle and Jack are completely freaking out. And honestly, they absolutely should be. Kyle pointing out that she hasn't been to the office in 2 whole days and her bed hasn't even been slept in. That is not normal Diane Jenkins behavior. I mean, say what you want about Diane, and I have said plenty over the years, believe me, but she does not just abandon her cushy, luxurious life at the Abbott mansion without a word. Not when she just caught Jack in compromising positions with Nikki and Patty Williams. She was furious, yes, but she is a fighter. She doesn't just vanish. Which brings me to my next massive rant, Patty Williams. Is Patty behind Diane's disappearance? Because Kyle definitely thinks she did something terrible, and I am 100% on board with that theory. Patty is completely unhinged. We all know her dark history. She has been dangerously obsessed with Jack Abbott for decades. Remember when she shot Victor? Remember when she poisoned Phyllis's daughter, Summer? Patty does not play silly little games. She plays for keeps. And Jack, in his infinite arrogant wisdom, decided to recklessly manipulate Patty to get back at Victor. Jack Abbott, you absolute fool! You do not poke a sleeping bear, especially not one named Patty Williams. Now Diane is missing, and I bet you anything Patty has her locked in a creepy basement somewhere, wearing a vintage wedding dress and talking to a stuffed cat. I kind of want to see it for the camp value, but I also feel incredibly bad for Kyle. He already mourned his mother once when she faked her death. He doesn't deserve this trauma again. And speaking of Patty, she is currently clashing with Phyllis. Yes, give me all the ridiculous soap drama. Phyllis Summers and Patty Williams going toe-to-toe is the exact kind of television gold I live for. Phyllis is already spiraling out of control because of Victor and Christine's AI evidence trap, and now she has to deal with Patty. Patty literally poisoned her child. Phyllis has never, ever forgotten that. I can just imagine the screaming matches and the flying glassware. But here is the wildest part of the whole scenario. Victor is using Patty to catch Matt Clark. Victor Newman, the great and powerful billionaire, is teaming up with a woman who belongs in a high-security psychiatric facility just to teach Phyllis a lesson and trap Matt. It is a brilliant strategic move, but it is so incredibly dangerous. Patty already demanded $2 million from Victor in exchange for Matt's location, and now she's working with him? Victor better watch his back, because Patty is loyal to absolutely no one but her own wild delusions. Okay, I need to take a deep breath, because there is one more thing that made me want to throw my remote control directly at the TV screen. Billy Abbott. Billy. Freaking Abbott. Can we talk about this absolute man-child for a second? The spoilers say Billy actually goes and announces to Adam Newman that Sally Spectra is pregnant. The nerve of this guy. I mean, I know Billy is excited about the baby, but going straight to Adam just to rub it in his face? Adam, who tragically lost his baby Ava with Sally? That is so incredibly cruel, even for Billy's low standards. And the tragic, sickening irony of it all is that we know what is actually happening. We know Sally just got into a horrific car crash in the pouring rain and miscarried because she was fleeing from Billy and Jill's toxic paternity doubts. Does Billy not know yet? Is he smugly bragging to Adam while Sally is literally losing their child in a wrecked car somewhere? If that is the case, Billy is going to be completely destroyed by guilt, and honestly, he deserves every ounce of it. He never listens. Sally tried to warn him. She was terrified of this exact scenario happening. I am so deeply emotional about Sally right now. She has been through so much trauma, and Courtney Hope is acting her absolute heart out in these scenes. The grief, the lingering trauma of losing Ava, and now this horrific accident, it is just too much for one character to bear. And Adam is going to lose his mind when he finds out what Billy did. Adam is already drowning in guilt over Nick's addiction and the Vegas disaster, and now Billy is violently poking him with this pregnancy news. Adam is going to explode. I am dreading the emotional fallout, but I am also completely here for the powerhouse dramatic performances we are about to get from everyone involved. So, what is going to happen next week? Is Nick going to survive this terrifying office collapse? Will Sienna finally be exposed as the twisted rat she is? Where the heck is Diane? And what kind of psychological torture has Patty inflicted on her? And when is Billy going to realize his entire world just shattered into pieces? I swear, this show is going to give me a literal heart attack. I know some people complain about the pacing sometimes, but right now, everything is hitting the fan all at once, and I am absolutely living for the chaos. I kind of want to know what you guys think about all this. Am I being too hard on Jack for his terrible decisions? Is Victor making a huge, fatal mistake by trusting Patty Williams? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I desperately need to vent with people who actually understand this deep obsession. I'm going to go try to calm down and drink some water, but knowing me, I'll be awake for another 3 hours theorizing about Diane's kidnapping and Nick's recovery.